I'm telling you this now because this is how an idea starts. You know, these are all the pieces of the puzzle and how an idea starts. The design process, figuring out how to make it work, is the most fun I have in this business. It's probably tied with then getting them in your hands and you saying, hey Heath, look at this fish I caught. Howdy from Texas, this is Heath Hippo with Bugg's Fishing. I have a confession to make. I don't have any business thinking about new bugs. I should say thinking. I don't have any business working on new bugs because I'm behind on pretty much everything. But my brain, it never stops, it never turns off. How about this? I promise I'm not going to take time away from catching up on the bugs that everybody loves. I'm not going to take time off from getting the Ned bugs out there, although I'm stuck and I can't do anything right now. And like I said, my confession is my brain never stops. One thing that I've been thinking about recently is a bug for pompano. And why has this come to mind recently? A few different reasons. One, people have asked for pompano bugs over the years. Several people have. I grew up in Texas, mostly fishing the marsh, sometimes the surf. I've never fished for pompano, but I'm a big fan of the jack family, how strong they are, how aggressive they can be, or how picky they can be as far as permit goes. Lots of permit have been caught on bugs, and that's one of the things that excites me the most, because they're hard to catch. And so as I studied pompano and looked into them, I realized it's very similar to a permit. They're more widely distributed, and they are delicious to eat. The downtime I've had recently waiting on some materials, and just because, like I said, my brain never stops, I've started thinking about a bug specifically for pompano. One other reason that I've thought about pompano lately is that a buddy of mine, Captain Ben Ferry in Alabama, is going to try and catch pompano on a Ned bug. And I think that will work great if the pompano are chasing shrimp, because the Ned bug is a great imitation for shrimp. The bug that I have in mind for pompano would imitate a sand flea. I've looked at a few different things lately in pursuit of that project, I guess. Number one, there's a YouTuber named Thani out of Florida, and we're going to link to his channel. He fishes for him. He's been posting some videos, and he's talked about the jig that he uses. It's called Doc's Goofy Jig, I imagine, and I think that's what it's called. It's 3/8 of an ounce, small profile, and then he ties a teaser with a loop knot to the front. And so I've looked at the shape of that jig, and I've just watched how he fishes for him. It makes sense. It's a jig that'll get to the bottom. There may be some fluttering action along the way, and he's jigging it off the bottom. I looked at that jig, and then I picked up my bonefish jig head in quarter of an ounce, and we'll get you a close-up so you can see it. I can see how it would be easy to add a little bit of weight, maybe to more closely imitate the shape of a sand flea. You know how it would work. I mean, I know the hook size is strong enough. I know it's sharp. It would work as a jig head for a pompano bug. Then I remember there's a guy named Nick. He has a company called Sandbar Flies. He ties some beautiful flies, and I've seen his sand flea fly over the years, and I've seen how he does it. He creates the shell out of materials, and then he ties some materials to the back because it looks like they have little appendages. Some of their legs extend out the back. The combination of, so I know what the jig head shape needs to be from seeing that Doc's Goofy Jig from Thani's videos. I know what a realistic fly needs to look at from Nick at Sandbar Flies, and we'll link to his page too so you can check that out. I know what a fly needs to look like, or I know what he does, and then I also have just looked up examples of what an image search for a sand flea and what it looks like. Based on that, and based on people, who have requested that, I think I know how to do it, and I think it would work well. I'm telling you this now because this is how an idea starts. These are all the pieces of the puzzle and how an idea starts. The design process, figuring out how to make it work, is the most fun I have in this business. It's probably tied with then getting them in your hands and you saying, hey Heath, look at this fish I caught on this bug. So that's kind of tied, that's 1A and 1B as far as the enjoyment I have in this business. And so, but an idea has to start somewhere, and that's how the Pompano bug idea, this is how it's starting right now, like within the past week or so. I'm telling you this, remember, I'm not gonna take time away from getting restocked on the bugs that you love and getting those Ned bugs done. I'm not going to take time away from that, but I want to know what you think about this idea. If you fish for Pompano, like what's most important? It seems to me people fish bright colored jigs for Pompano. Tell me what you think about this idea. Give me your input. I'd love to hear it because I've never fished for them before, but I understand how people do fish for them. I'm watching it on YouTube, and I'd love to be able to put a bug in your hands maybe this time next year, like a prototype. If a prototype could be ready next year, and so maybe even a production model, but probably a prototype. But I'd love to put one in your hands next year for you to be able to test and catch fish on. Tell me what, like I said, tell me what you think of the idea. If you fish for Pompano, I'd love to hear what you think is most important. Let me know. Because this time last year, I was putting Ned bug prototypes into people's hands to go out and catch fish on. So this is just how it starts. And so like I said, my confession is that my brain never stops. But I use wisdom, and so that I can take care of business first, and then just save a little bit of time over here to figure out how to design new bugs. That's my confessional on the Pompano bug. I'd love to hear what you think. So be free, be wise, be blessed, and catch you later.